Hey everyone. So, we are looking at the markets today, and we're looking at the S&Ps here. You can see how both the Nasdaq and the S&Ps are spiking higher right off the opening bell. This is a lot different than what happened yesterday, as yesterday uh, you had the markets trending up overnight, and then you had the stock markets trending up overnight, and then once the opening bell happened, the stock market just sold off aggressively. But what was interesting yesterday was that crude oil was trading higher in the pre-market before the opening bell, and then once the opening bell went off, it continued to trade higher. Today, crude oil is higher by 79.80 cents. Take a look here. You can see crude oil traded higher by about 80 cents. However, earlier, you look at the chart here, crude oil was up towards $107 a share. So even though it's up today, it is way off its highs. I mean, we were pushing towards to trade above $107 a barrel, and now we're only at $103.65, up about 76 cents. So that sell-off that we've had in crude oil last night, down from 107, and it traded down to 100, just below $101 a barrel. That moved down, and the kind of sell-off that we had earlier this morning, right around 5 o'clock. This down move in crude is helping stocks. Trump sent out a tweet earlier this morning about how England can go through the strait if they want. They should get oil from us, blah, blah, blah. But basically, it looks like that tweet spurred on the rally in stocks. So we will see if that tweet allows this rally to continue to go higher. Today the Nasdaq's up over, it just traded up over 300 handles. Now it's up 300 as I speak, and the S&Ps are up over 70 handles. So this is a very strong market this morning, and I'm going to see if this continues. So far, since the opening bell, this rally is holding itself strong. My cleaning lady, Swanee, is here today, so if you hear noises in the background, that is Swanee cleaning. But I wanted to live stream today. I've been playing around with different stuff, trying to figure out how to do this efficiently and easily so that I can stream, record videos and not have it interfere with my day-to-day trading process. I think that there's a lot of content creators, specifically in the finance world, that stream and make videos, but they don't trade real money. I really think that. There's a lot of times when I want to record, make videos, stream, and so forth, but I just can't because I'm trading, I'm watching the markets, I'm managing my positions, and so even though I want to stream and I want to make videos, I want to do so that I can easily continue to do what I do and not have do what I do by trading and managing money and watching the markets and not have the streaming and the recording videos interfere with my process. So that is what I am focusing on and working on, is to be able to continue to trade easily and also stream and make videos. And right now, I'm not focused on the visual side here to allow a camera to film me. I'm focused on just talking into the microphone and discussing the markets, and also showing my screen, at least one of my 7 screens that I have. So right now I'm looking at, on another screen, I'm looking at GE Vernova, and I'm looking to sell some covered calls in my GE Vernova position here. So I'm looking to sell covered calls in GE Vernova here. I'm going to go out to July and sell the $12.40 calls, or maybe the $12.50 calls. In this type of market, I'm going to sell the $12.40 calls, get a little bit more premium. And with the stock rising like this, I'm going to sell these calls. I bought back these calls just the other day, and now I'm reselling the calls in GE Vernova. And I'm a long-term bull in this stock. I like how they're building turbines and so forth for data centers, and I'm very bullish on the stock. It's a spin-off of the original GE Vernova. The one stock that sticks out today that I do not like, I don't like this tape action. I like the stock, I just don't like the tape action. Micron is having another bad day, down 9 handles, over 3%. It just had a nasty downtrend day all day long, just continued to go down all day yesterday. The only real rally was towards the end of the day, towards the close, and today it's getting smashed again. I think that this stock can easily go down below 300. At this point, the way it's trending down like this, and the way every single rally is getting sold, I think this stock's going to get down to 300. You know, that makes a lot of sense right now. So I do like the action in the video today. Very nice. So even though Micron is getting absolutely slaughtered, I do like the action in the video. Up 3 handles today. Getting close to being up 2% on the day. So I do like the video. And it's driving the market higher. I'm looking around. My other screens. I like that. I do love that Corning is up by over $2 today. It got smashed yesterday along with Micron, SanDisk, and Western Digital. But it's up today. And the one interesting thing is that even though Micron is down today by over 5 handles, the thing is that if you look at other stocks that are in the same sector as Micron, like Western Digital, SanDisk, Marvell, Seagate, other stocks like that, all those stocks are up today. So this this action in Micron, now it is bouncing back. Now it's up 4 handles, as other stocks like Nvidia, continue to go higher. Vertiv is acting very nicely today. Dycom's up, Callistica's up. I just like a lot of good stock. A lot of stocks that have been getting slammed are up nicely today. So you look through these stocks, you can see that various stocks are up today. And so this is kind of like a test streaming run today for me. I was having some problems. I was trying to stream yesterday, and I was trying to stream yesterday and even on Friday, but I still had some issues. I had to reconnect my service that I used to YouTube, and now it's working fine. So, but these stocks continue to go higher. Micron is now down over only $3. It's down now $4, so it's down about $4. It was down $8, and Nvidia keeps trucking up and moving higher, as you can see here. Tesla's up nicely. Palantir's up $2, which is decent. Netflix is moving nicely. BE. Bloom Energy is up nicely, and other AI-related stocks like Callistica is up nicely. You can see that's nice move in Bloom Energy, Callistica up nicely. And I want to see these specific type of stocks. And SanDisk, nice move up higher. So I think that we want to see Micron come back and get green and go into the green, following other stocks like SanDisk. To confirm this tape action higher today. But I do like how we go back to NASDAQ, and it continues to uptick higher. And you can see how it's all green. All the bars are green, which means you're moving higher with natural buyers coming in. It's not like just short covering; it's real buying activity. So the stock is moving higher with increasing volume, and as you zoom in here, you can see how this tape action is very bullish. It seems so far today, X Micron and X Dell Computer, those are the only red stocks that I see so far on my screen, as you can see here. Oh yeah, Snow is down too, but X those stocks. This, if we zoom in here to look at the Nasdaq, this is some very strong tape action. This is that rip your face off rally that I was expecting so far. So far. And the big question is, does it stick? Does it last? Do we get the follow through? If we don't get follow through, and first off, if we do not continue to go higher like this all day long and go higher tomorrow, then we're going to get a sell off and we're going to make new lows. But if we continue this tape action throughout the day, and we get follow through tomorrow, that's very important. That this type of bullish tape action can continue for at least a couple more trading sessions and possibly a few weeks. But I do ultimately think that it will get sold, and it will get sold, and we will be back to where we were near the lows eventually. Now that may be in a couple weeks, but eventually I think we're going to be back towards lows. Let's see what else I got. Hold on. I'm not too anxious to buy calls in anything today and get bullish today. I have enough long stock and I have enough long delta, bullish positions in my portfolio. I'm not, and volatility is so high. I'm not in any rush, with the VIX at 27. I'm not in any rush to go out and buy calls and aggressively take advantage of this rally. I think I have enough long exposure that I think I'm bullish enough. Yeah. Just let the market move for me. And I'm just making back the money that I lost over the past couple trading sessions. That's what I'm doing today. Now you can see me. Now you can see me. Let's see if this works out. Sweet. Okay, now. I'm using another camera on another computer. And there is an echo. Huh. It's not working. This is some straw tape action. Just keep going higher. Micron, as the NASDAQ continues to go higher and NVIDIA continues to go higher, I don't like how Micron is still down close to 4 handles. This really needs to start picking up to confirm that it can go higher. But this bid under the marketplace is really strong and very nicely. Now Micron's starting to pick up a little bit. Now it's down only 158, $2.50. It's starting to pick up a little bit, but still weak to the rest of the market. The other stock on my main watch list that's down is Dell. Dell Computer Technologies Incorporated. Dell Computer, you see Michael Dell's wife, she looks like a skeleton with plastic surgery. It's really, really weird. I don't know. If you ever want to see something really interesting, just Google Michael Dell's wife. I mean, there's some really weird people out there, but she looks like a skeleton with skin on top of the skeleton that has plastic surgery. Yeah. That's what it looks like. A skinned skeleton with plastic surgery. So, So the other interesting thing about today's rally, you look and see the NASDAQ rally, you can see the S&P rally, but what's interesting about this, if you look at the VIX volatility futures, and you look at these VIX volatility futures, they're coming down, they're falling, but they're not falling aggressively. And that's what you get when you have a war like this. You don't get that big smash in volatility when you have stuff like the war going on. Is that risk premium is still out there, and so we're not going to get a big rally with a big volatility getting sucked out of the market. The VIX is down 10% today, but it's still relatively elevated. It's still relatively elevated. And any bad news of any type, you're going to get a pickup in volatility. I don't think that the volatility is just going to get sucked out of the market going forward. And we're not going to go back to that regime where you have volatility like down underneath 14 or 13, at least until, Trump leaves the White House. It was that element of having an excess risk premium in the market with Trump as president was already there. But now that we have this conflict with Iran, this war with Iran, that risk premium that's going to be in the market is going to stick around for the rest of his administration. The market realizes that we don't know. There's a large risk element with Trump as president. There's this we don't know what he's going to do factor. And going forward for the next 2 years, the rest of the Trump administration, we will have elevated volatility in the market. And as I am talking about volatility, we see the move that I was looking for. We get a nice move in Micron, and that's what I wanted to see. That was the only stock other than Dell Technologies Computer Corporation, whatever the hell it's called, that was down. And what was bothering me is Micron was down as other memory stocks were up. Western Digital up, SanDisk up, Seagate up. All these stocks were up, and Micron was down. As you can see here on the chart, if you're just tuning in, it was down over 8 handles, and now, thank God, because I have a ton of Micron. Micron is now trading higher. So you see that type of tape action in the market as the NASDAQ and the S&P continue to just rip higher, like we were seeing, this rip your face off rally coming true, coming to fruition. When you see the NASDAQ rip up like this, you see the S&P now up trading up over 100 handles, and now you see stocks that were in the red now trading higher by over 1%, up 4 handles, or close to 4 handles. You're seeing that type of tape action. That is all confirmation that the stock market is going higher. Now let's go to the big daddy of all stocks, NVIDIA. I love this tape action in NVIDIA today. It gaps up to the upside. It has continued to rip higher all day long. This is all very bullish tape action. So I was expecting a rip your face off rally coming. I thought it could come on Friday. I thought it maybe could come yesterday. Well, it's coming today. And it's coming off of what seems to be a tweet from Trump, basically implying that we're getting close to the end. We're getting closer to the end with the war. I'm not 100% about that. I read the tweet that he made, and it was kind of like basically telling England that they need to take care of themselves, but there was an implication in that he's, within the tweet, that he's getting close to having an end in the war or something like that. I don't know, but I think that. I think that tweet was the catalyst behind the rally today, but there wasn't anything explicit in the tweet that says that the war is over. It's just that, there's an implication of Trump saying, "Oh, England, you got to take care of yourself because we're about to, we're almost done with our operations, and now you have to take care of yourself." That's what was kind of implied in the tweet. That basically he was saying that England needs to take care of himself, but there was an implication there that, they have to take care of themselves now and buy oil from the United States. And the reason why, this was the implication, is because we're about to pull out of the war. And I think that the markets have read through that tweet, and that is the catalyst for the rally. So that is, I think, what is the reason for the rally. Now, I said there needed to be some type of catalyst that would cause a rip your face off rally, and it looks like that tweet is the catalyst. What has been going on over the past week or so is that each tweet that came out, it had less and less of an effect on the market, and today's tweet is having more of an effect on the stock market than all the previous tweets combined. So So what's interesting to me is that there wasn't anything explicit in the tweet. It's like, Trump is implying that we're close to done with the war or done with the war. It's weird. I don't know. So all this stuff that goes on, it's really crazy. It's nuts. Now, what's also interesting today, this is why we come to our screens to watch all this stuff play out. We have no idea. At the end of the day, we really have no idea what's going to happen or what's going on, and we just come to our screens to watch all this stuff play out. No, a lot of traders won't admit that, but that is the facts. Okay? Okay? That's just how it is. And the VIX is still down by 10%. And what's really interesting is that interest rates are down today. We take a look at the TNX, and it says 43.13. The way it's quoted is that 43.15 is 4.3%. And we take a look at the 5-year as well. It's at 39.38, so that's 3.9%. But you can see this big move lower in interest rates. That's very helpful to stocks. So the fact that you're getting this rally today in the stock market, we're backing off a little bit here as I talk, right at the 10 o'clock hour. We're up over 400 handles. Now we're up over only 390 handles in the NASDAQ. But looking at interest rates are lower today, and that's helping the stock market. Looking at the 10-year. So we were at 4.34%. Today we're at 4.31%. And the NASDAQ, we're back. As you can see here, we're backing off a little bit. We made a strong move right into the 10 a.m. hour, but we're backing off a little bit. Let's see if we get, this is really the first reaction lower since the opening bell, and even since, the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll see. What's interesting here is as we hit the 10 o'clock hour, we're getting a little reaction lower. I'm going to stay on this screen here with the NASDAQ, and we'll see if we get some buyers stepping in, at the 498 level or the 500 level. We'll see what if and when we get some buyers stepping in. But this reaction has some legs. How low do we go? Do we go to 23,500? Do we go to 23,480? We'll see. I may flip over to the S&P in a little bit as this reaction plays out. But we're seeing it also in other individual stocks. Vertiv, NVIDIA, Apple has backed off a little bit. Tesla's backed off a little bit. Amazon, Google has not backed off. Google is still going strong. Meta has not really backed off that much. Netflix has backed off a bit. Palantir's backed off a bit. So we'll see if this reaction has legs. But if this rally is for real today, you will see buyers step in and start buying on any reaction. And now that we're getting this reaction lower, if this really starts to keep going down, and you get a continuation to the downside, and you don't get any buyers stepping in, then this is just a false rally. But if you get buyers stepping in over the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, that proves that this rally can have legs. So, you watch the tape action and you let the market tell you what's going on with the market. Micron's up over 5 handles, so that's still going strong. It hasn't really backed off any that much with this reaction in the market. But so far, we'll see if the buyers step in on this. If I was day trading, this would be a great point of entry to buy the NASDAQ and the S&P. And I'm going to flip over to the S&P for a little bit here. You can see here, I'm going to zoom in. You see that reaction down in the S&P as we're at 64.79 here. It's much more clear, I think, looking at the S&P chart. But we'll see. taking a wait and see attitude, waiting to see if the buyers step in here. I'm surprised that we're getting a reaction this early. Usually you get a reaction like this like later, like 10:30 or 11, not at 10 o'clock. So, I don't know. So, we'll see. I see other streamers on YouTube, they're wearing like sunglasses in front of their computer screens. Like, what the heck? You're never going to see that type of stuff from me. I'm very, genuine and real. I'm trying to get out there more and talk about the markets more, but it's hard when you're actually watching the markets every day and managing money. So I'm trying to make the process of being able to stream and make videos and continue to manage money and watch the markets and trade a streamlined process. It's very difficult. Micron's backing off now. It was up over 5, now it's up only 2. So it is backing off now with the market. And maybe we're seeing some positive activity here in the S&Ps. Let's see if we retake. We're rising a little bit. Upticking a little bit here in the S&Ps. Let's flip over to the NASDAQ. Zoom in here. Same thing, upticking a little bit. So that's a good sign. We're seeing some buyers step in here. That's a good sign. We're seeing some upticks in NVIDIA. Let's see, what else? Netflix. Seeing Micron's bouncing back a little. I wonder what Broadcom's doing. Just gonna look at Broadcom real quick. Bouncing back, pulled back a little bit and bouncing. That's very good. Palantir. Pulled back a little bit, but bouncing. That's good. Back over to Micron. Pulling back. Ugh, not good. Not good tape action. It's gotta. I really want Micron to hold here. So back over to the NASDAQ. It's bouncing back a little bit, but yeah, I don't think we're not home free. We're not home free. I mean, we can really. Don't be surprised if you see a big reversal in the market today. You know, like I said, that Trump tweet, which looks like the catalyst for the rally, yeah, there was nothing definitive in there. It was just implication. And, you know, I know plenty of people that would say, oh, that was just a nonsense tweet. Plenty of people. I'm also talking to other traders. I'm getting like, so far today I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 texts from various people today. So I've got that going on as well, you know. So I got 7 screens. So just the process of also adding another thing on top of everything that I do, it's an intricate thing. And so far, I have not set up the visual aspect of having a camera. I've tried to do it with one of the screens, but there's an echo involved and there's some issues. So I'm just trying to figure all this out. But for now, streaming and sharing a screen and talking into a microphone works. So, one thing at a time for me. And I'm trying to make this work. This is just a second gig for me too, so I don't really care. It's not like I'm one of those people that's trying to make a living off of streaming on YouTube. That is not me, okay? That is not me. I'm not selling anything, okay? I'm just a full-time trader, investor, and I don't need to make money, and I don't want to sell anything. I'm not selling anything. I'm not hustling anything or anything like that. So I'm just trying to share information. One of the things about trading, especially when you're a retail investor, trader, and you trade your own money, nobody talks about this, but I'm going to talk about it, is that as I'm speaking, the NASDAQ looks like it's starting to get a little bit of a bid. Let's check over the S&P, see if that is the same as the S&P. I'll go back and forth with the S&P and the NASDAQ. But as I was saying, as a retail investor trader managing your own money, one of the things that's not great about it, that's a negative about it, is A, it's very lonely and isolating because it's just you in front of your screens. And in today's world, most people work from home. And B, you're not really making the world a better place. You're not building something. You're not creating something. You're not helping anyone. You're not affecting anyone. You're not making the world better and making people's lives better. It's just you and your screens and flashing red and green lights. And that aspect of being an individual investor, trader, day trader, that has an effect on me. And so if I can, help people in any way, shape, or form, share my knowledge, that's good. And right now, like I said, it's just a second gig to me. I'm doing good on my own with my own trading. I don't need to sell anything or peddle anything. So, doing this is kind of just a fun project. I've posted videos on TikTok, but again, TikTok videos are very, very. The process of getting TikTok involved in my process is difficult because the thing is that for a video to do well on TikTok, it has to be a certain format. I have to have it a certain way. It has to have a certain format. First of all, you have to have a hook. You have to have an attention getter. It has to happen in 3 seconds or less, and then you have to speak in a certain way and have a certain format to get people to watch the video with TikTok. YouTube and Substack, these types of I could take this stream and turn it into to short form videos and clips and post it on YouTube, post it on Substack and so forth, and get people to watch it. And you see a bid here coming to the S&P, so that's very good here. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted to confirm that this market could continue to go higher. And so I could easily do everything in a quick process. I'm here, I'm in front of my computers, I'm basically just talking about what I see. And as the S&P gets a bid here, you'll see NVIDIA is getting a very strong bid, and that is very good. So we're seeing the buyers come in. Micron's back above $6, and everything else is moving up. So this is some strong tape action. We got a reaction lower, and now we're getting the buyers step in. We got NVIDIA back above $170 a share. That's fantastic. And we're seeing the NASDAQ back up over 400 on the day, above 23,500. We need this Nasdaq to get above. That's the next objective, is make new highs on the day. But so far so good. I'm getting some buyers here. But what I was saying is that, like, making videos that go on Substack and YouTube and so forth are very easy. You know, I'm in front of my screens. I'm doing my thing, and I'm just talking about what I see and what I think, and then I can easily, you know, post clips and have this video on YouTube and so forth. But, like, this is not like, if I'm gonna make a video for TikTok, I have to set aside time to write the video, to film the video, and post it. And it's a whole production just to make a video on TikTok. Whereas this live stream that I'm doing now, it can go and be various forms on various other platforms. So I think it's very possible that I'm going to focus just on YouTube and Substack going forward. Plus, I'm starting to get some followers on YouTube. I think my genuineness people appeal to, because there's a lot of scammers out there. I think that's my edge. Because I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been in front of screens for 20 years. Oh, we just had a reversal of the NASDAQ. That's not good. So we need to get above the previous high. So we're bouncing a little bit here, but we're not. We need to get above the previous high. So far, we haven't gotten that. We need to make new highs on the day. So we're right in the middle of this sideways range of this reaction here. We're looking at the NASDAQ here. We're right in the middle here. And basically, as we're in the middle of this range that began, say, at 951, what we need is to get above this high here, this previous high, above 23,581. But if we go below and take out this low at 495 on NASDAQ, that negates everything and we can go lower. So this is very important right here. But it was looking like we're getting some buyers stepping in, but it looks like we're not getting enough. So this market is still on shaky ground. I'm not all in here. It's encouraging to see the market action this morning, but we're not, like, I'm in no way, shape, or form like gun-ho blazing bull here this morning. As if you hear any noises in the background, my cleaning lady's here today. So she's the best thing in the world. You gotta get a cleaning lady. It makes your life so much easier. If we take out those highs from earlier this morning, then I'll be much more convinced that this rally can't go higher. So far, so good. So far, so good. I personally like to watch the NASDAQ more than the S&P. And other traders, other full-time traders actually like to also. And the exact reason is, I don't know. The way it moves, it's much more smooth and fluid. The S&P is much more jerky. The NASDAQ's much more smooth and fluid. We're almost there. Got to get above 580, 581. That's confirmation in the tape action that we can go higher. Now, if you had a gun to my head, I would buy the NASDAQ right here. I would buy the S&P right here and use this level right here at 495 as a stop and hope that the market goes up and makes new highs. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. It's just that the setup like that sets up for that quality trade. Seeing these mug shots of Tiger Woods, he still looks pretty good for 50 years old. I still love him. I don't care how many times he's been in jail. When a guy like that gets supermodels, you gotta admire him. People don't get it, what it's like. People give him crap, but the guy's like, he's been through so much. He's had like 18 or 19 surgeries in the past like 10 years or something like that. He's addicted to painkillers probably. He's got to have sex with a model, like someone that's like an 8 or 7 or an 8, that's not enough for a guy like Tiger Woods because he's used to being with women that are like 10s or 11s. It's got to be tough on a guy. Because there's not a lot of 10s or 11s out there. Give the guy a break. And on top of that, he's got to deal with recovery from back surgery and a ruptured Achilles tendon over the past like 8 or 9 months. God damn. I mean, I love the guy. I'd be, crashing my car and taking painkillers as well if I was in his situation. Anybody would. But the liberal media just rips him open. It just drives me crazy. I love Tiger Woods. I don't think he's going to win the Masters, but I want to see him play. So the Masters coming up. My pick for the Masters is Bryce DeChambeau. If I had to pick one person, I'd pick Bryce DeChambeau. He's really hot. He's been playing really good. And I'm going to go back to take a look at Micron's chart. He's hot. He's looking good. He's playing good. And I think he's got a good shot. Of course, Scotty Scheffler is playing well. I like him. He can win. And, of course, Rory McIlroy is playing. He's the defending champion, so those are the main people to watch for the Masters. But I'm rooting for Bryce DeChambeau, or Bryson DeChambeau. That's how you say his name. I don't like this pullback in Micron. Ugh. There's a lot of bearish or not bullish tape action. I think the better term is not bullish tape action. It's not like, I'm not 100% sold on this rally today. There's still a chance where we could be. I know this sounds crazy, but there's a chance that we could be down in the day. Now, when you see a stock like NVIDIA, that is the biggest market cap stock, running up like this, that is what's driving the indices higher. But, if you look at each individual stock on a stock-by-stock basis, there's some weakness there. There's still some weakness there in various names. And I don't like that Micron's only up $2, but you have like a stock like SanDisk up over 6%, up over $36. That's just so you know these memory plays are frustrating to me. Specifically Micron. Go back to the NASDAQ, getting close to those new highs on the day. And if you look at, let's zoom out again. Take a look at that big spike here. See, that's what's interesting, is that spike that we had in the middle of the day yesterday, that is where the high is up for today. So that is the key level to watch. We're getting close. Come on. Come on, NASDAQ. Stop being a little bitch and get above that high. Come on. I know you can do it. I do like speaking into a microphone, though. It makes me feel more important than I actually am. Lots of background noise today in my stream. Today is kind of like a test stream for me. Nobody's really watching, so I'm just testing it out. As we're backing off here, as we got close to the highs of the day, but we're now backing off a little bit, so that's not good. Like I said, I'm not 100% sold on this market action, and I don't like that the tweet that Trump made no definitive mention of anything that was regards to ending the war in Iran. You know, I remember when Biden was president, I got so annoyed by his stupidity. I guess got annoyed by so many things. But now I'm getting so annoyed by Trump in a different way or a different fashion. I don't want to get political or anything, but there were so many things that Biden did that was annoying to me. Just honest. But there's other things now. It's a different spectrum that just annoy me with Trump. You know, that tweet. It's just annoying because you're what do you mean? What are you talking about? What is it? You know, and the market reads through. The market reads through that tweet with all the implications and reacts to it. And as a market participant, as a trader, I have to interpret it, and it's just it's exhausting. That's it. It's exhausting. I don't want to get political and all, but it's just I don't know. I'm starting to get to the point where I hate all politicians, no matter who they are. I don't know. Because the thing is that if oil doesn't come down quickly enough, like if it stays elevated like this for a significant period of time, your risk, the unintended consequences and the risk are pretty high because everything that that is made, there's so many products and things that come from oil. So if oil continues to stay high like this, it's gonna kind of trickle down. It's gonna trickle through the economy, and you'll get higher inflation, and then you can get demand destruction. You raise the risk for some type of recession, and the infamous word stagflation comes into play. If this Strait of Hormuz does not open and oil stays elevated for a significant long period of time. So there's a lot of unintended consequences. And then you're not going to, on top of that, you can actually end up having the Fed cut rates, not because there's some type of inflationary reaction, it's because they're trying to avoid a recession because of demand destruction from oil prices being too high for too long. If we can have an end to this war and oil prices can drop pretty quickly, then we'll be okay. But if it continue to stay elevated like this for a continuous significant period of time, whatever that is, demand destruction, recession, all that bad stuff come into the picture. And you're not going to hear Fox or Fox Business or anybody from the Trump administration talk about this, but that is the facts. That is the facts. And above $100 a barrel and having oil stay above $100 a barrel continuously, recession, demand destruction, stagflation, all that stuff becomes a greater and the probabilities of that stuff happening from a probability point of view continue to build with each day that goes by with elevated oil prices. And the main reason is because everything is made from oil. With all that said, I'm going to sign off. Everyone have a wonderful trading day. Signing off without the NASDAQ taking out the highs, and the S&P also reverting here. So everyone take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will try to be live streaming tomorrow. Take care. Adios. And hopefully oil prices can come down. As I'm speaking, continue on for a little bit while longer. Oil is popping a little bit right here. It's up 23 handles. It was down. It got down close to getting close to $102 a barrel, and now we're popping. So I don't know exactly what's going on, if there's any news related to this, but oil is popping here, and as oil is spiking now above $103 a barrel. We go back and take a look at the NASDAQ, and it is dropping. We did tick above slightly the previous high from the morning in the NASDAQ. We did get above that, but that's a very, we hit that, we tested that high here. It made new highs, but then it was rejected. So that is not a good sign. So it's very, this market is very fragile, I guess is the best word for it. And as a trader that's coming to the screens every day like this, I am I guess my certainty level of what's going to happen has dropped significantly, and my curiosity to just watch the movie play out and then form opinions from that has risen. So my certainty level of how this is going to play out has gone down, and I'm watching the market to see like what it does and see its reaction to various news and various tweets and so on and so forth, and see how the markets and see how stocks and markets relationships evolve with the news that comes out, with the tweets that come out. That curiosity to watch all that play out, to then form opinions of what I think the market could do, has risen, and I'm less and less convinced of my certainty of what's going to happen. And I personally don't like that. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, it's good that I realize that I know that I don't know, but I want to have a better conviction of how to go about the market. And there's times when you have a high conviction level and everything's clicking and everything's working for you. And then there's times where the world blows up and things are crazy and you just don't know what's going to happen. So you kind of have to back off and watch it play out. There's times when opportunity is abound, and there's times when things are just crazy and chaotic. It's good to know what environment you're in, and you don't have to trade and push the limit every day. Today I bought no calls. I didn't buy any calls. I just sold some covered calls in a stock that I owned in GE Vernova, and I'm just backing off and not pushing it. Another trader was mentioning that I follow. He's a volatility expert, and he mentioned how when you're buying calls and the volatility is elevated like this, the probabilities of making money with those calls are much lower. And I think he has a fantastic point. And so I'm just backing off. And, see how this plays out. Anyways, everyone, I went longer than expected, but when I start talking, I just talk. So take care, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.